Hello, welcome to week 4, module 4. This is going to be a video that is going to show you what to expect this week. So first, log into Canvas and then go to my course, Library Science 101 College Research Skills. From the home page, go to the course navigation and click on modules. Scroll down until you get to week 4, module 4. And we have 3 items to do. The first item is lesson 4. Click on that lesson and go through all the different pages. There's 6 different pages. This will contain a combination of reading, text, some examples, and some videos. It begins with discussing articles as sources. There are different types of articles. There's like news report articles, featured articles that could be found in newspapers, magazines, or other publications, case studies, or other kinds of publications that could come from scholarly journals or trade publications. As we covered in a previous module, when you try to access some of the articles on the internet, you may hit a paywall, meaning that you will be asked to pay to access the article or to pay for a subscription. What we're going to talk about this week is accessing different kinds of articles through our library subscriptions. So after that, we're going to go to Intro to Library Databases. And in this page, it covers what is a database. Basically, a database, when it comes to research, is not a site or a search engine that contains specific content. It depends on the type of database, the kind of content that it would have. Some databases focus on specific images or audio or videos, or only provide access to specific journals or newspaper articles, while some databases contain a combination of sources. So each of the databases will contain records, and in these records you will find information about the article, like the title of the article, the authors, the subject, the fields, and it would use controlled vocabulary. Controlled vocabulary is a list of words that have been authorized to represent particular subjects. So as an example, there might be different synonyms or related keywords to represent a particular concept. So what has happened is librarians, indexers, researchers, etc., they have decided which word to use when it comes to organizing information in libraries, whether it's to find a book or to find articles. So controlled vocabulary helps us find the proper keywords so that we can find all kinds of articles or information on a particular topic. There are different kinds of databases. In our college, we have what they call multidisciplinary databases and specialized databases. Multidisciplinary databases contain articles on multiple subject areas. You will have a little bit of math, a little bit of science, a little bit of history, a little bit of literature, while specialized databases focus on one particular thing or topic. We could have a specialized database that only covers ebooks, or a specialized database that only covers images or videos. Or we have some specialized databases that only focus on newspaper articles. And we have some specialized databases on subject. We have databases that focus on history, or databases that focus on literature, or databases that focus on sociology. So depending on your research need or your class or your topic, you could either use a multi-subject database or a specialized database. So be sure that you watch the videos that are incorporated into the lessons as well, and read the content, and then answer the review questions. When you're using, now we're going to go into search statements and Boolean operators. Whether you're using Google or the library's databases, it is always best to create search statements and use Boolean operators. So essentially, a search statement is just the keywords that you're going to put into a search box. So you could try this in Google and you'll see that you'll get better results, but it's definitely very important to use search statements, proper search statements, when you are searching inside the databases. So here's an example of a proper search statement, right? It has the keywords, and then we have the word and then another keyword. But if you look at the second example, the one that has the X, that has a long question or a long sentence. What some people do is when they go to Google or into the search box, they type in the whole question or the prompt from the professor. or they put in a whole sentence. So that is not the best approach when it comes to research, especially in the databases. So that is why it is so important for you to think about your topic, think about the keywords, and plug in the keywords into the search phrase. And then you would combine your keywords by using Boolean operators. Boolean operators are words like and, or not. So if you want to combine and search two things, then you would use the word and. Or if you are trying to find out one thing or the something similar, you would use the word or. Or as you're searching for lots of things and you see articles that are not relevant, you can add the word not, and then that would limit those results from your search. So here's different examples that contain the keyword and you can look at these Venn diagrams to show you, for example, if you were doing research on fruits and vegetables. You have the fruits here and vegetables, but then if you wanted articles that talked about both fruits and vegetables, then that's how you would combine the word and, so that you would only access those specific articles that cover those two concepts that you're combining with the word and. So that is to narrow your search approach. But if you're not getting enough results, you can use the word or. So you can put in a particular keyword and then you put in the synonym or related term and add the word or in between, so that it'll give you results for both. So for example, if you wanted to do a search on SUVs and you wanted Toyota or Ford, then you would get SUVs that are either Toyota or Ford. Now, you would use the word not to exclude certain words. So as you're doing research, depending on your search results, you may want to use the word not to exclude something that is not relevant to what you're looking for. So most of the time, you're going to just mostly use the and or the or. Now, another important search strategy is using phrase searching, and that is when you use the quotation marks to combine your two to three keywords, and you're searching it as a particular phrase, meaning that you're telling the search engine or the database to give you that particular phrase, these two words together, somewhere in the text or somewhere in the keywords or as part of the title or part of the subjects of that. So that is one great way to narrow down your results, especially if you're getting a bunch of results that may or may not be relevant. You may want to try phrase searching. So that is great ways for you to advance your research techniques or your research strategies. And a lot of these Boolean operators, they're also based on math, because when you're putting in your keywords and you're adding and if statements into the search, whether you know it or not, you can also use parentheses, like if you're doing an algebraic equation, something like that. So here's an example: divorce and then we're telling, see this parentheses. Inside this parentheses, we're searching for grade point average or something similar at academic achievement. So we're telling the database to give us articles or content that talk about divorce, but that also talk about either grade point average or academic achievement. And then we're adding the word and. We're doing a phrase searching for high school. So then this is going to yield very specific kinds of results. And it's going to give us articles that would talk about divorce and grade point on average or academic achievement in high school. So that's going to be even more specific. So many times this kind of searching will benefit you as you do more of the advanced searching. Another thing you can try is the truncation or the wildcard. So if you're not sure how a word is spelled, for example, there might be the English spelling versus the American spelling of like theater or some other words. So if you want to search and broaden your search to include those different versions of the word in your search results, you can add the little symbol. That's where you do the shift and the 8, a little asterisk. So you can watch this little video that talks a little bit more about that one, where to find the asterisk on the keyboard if you are using a standard keyboard. So this is great if you are not sure of the ending. So a great example would be like if you're searching for child, and if you add the little ending here, the little ampersand, then you would also contain, or your search results will include child, children, childhood, childish, etc. So it'll give you a different ending. So that can also broaden your search results. So try some of these techniques in the databases when you're searching, or you could also try those when you're in Google. That'll give you all kinds of advanced search results. So again, go through these and answer those questions. Now, related to that, we're going to talk about confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is when we look for information that coincides with what we believe. So we don't really care about whether it was true or not. We just want to find stuff that coincides with what we believe. So then that's doing research in the opposite direction. When you're doing research to learn about the topic, learn the facts, and then you form your beliefs. So here's a good example of confirmation bias. Is, for example, rent control unfair to landlords. So then basically that is going to give us certain kinds of articles, right? Certain kinds of articles or websites that have a bias. So when you put in your search terms, be sure that you broaden or think about your search to make sure that you are not uh, doing confirmation bias in your search. Through the sum section. So then after we get some basic information, tell you a little bit about library databases, coming up with search statements, Boolean operators, and to avoid confirmation bias, now we're ready to start searching the databases. So go to the search databases page, and then go through, read the overview and watch the little video. The video might contain slightly outdated navigation at the beginning because last semester the website changed, and then again it's going to change again in the summer. So just ignore the navigation part of it as how to get to it, because when you're completing the assignment, I will give you the direct link to it. But at least watch it so that way you get an idea of where things are, and then you can explore the site as well. But watch it once it's inside the database and you're looking at the database. Watch it so that you could get a good idea of what the content is. So here I'm showing a video on how to use the database called Academic Search Complete. And then right below it is how to use OneSearch to find articles. And then go through the review questions. So later on this week, you will be needing to use Academic Search Complete to locate one scholarly article. And aside from that, you also need to locate an ebook. So go to the ebook page, and here, find a quick overview and how to do the search strategy. When you're looking for ebooks, you want to, if what your search results are, they're not showing what you want, you may want to think about broadening your search strategy. Maybe reducing some of the keywords that you add in, so that way you have a wider scope when you're searching, if what you're looking for is not giving you the correct amount of search results. And then, of course, there's a quick little video that shows you how to navigate these resources. So after you finish this tutorial, before that you make sure that you click on finish so that you get credit for it. This one's 15 points. Then you're ready to move on to the next assignment. So let me go back into modules. So now I'm here, back in modules. I just finished talking about lesson 4. Then the next assignment is you're going to do a discussion assignment. Remember, your post is due by Wednesday, and then your responses are due by Friday, and you do have a grace period over the weekend. So when you click on that one, it's very easy. After you go through the lesson, you're just going to talk about 2 things that surprised you, or 2 things that you learned about regarding using databases, search statements, Boolean operators, confirmation bias, ebooks, etc. Or what are you still unclear about, or any questions that you may have, or say, oh, I don't have any questions. So then make your post, go to the end, click on reply, and respond to the prompt, and then respond to your 2 classmates, or at least two classmates. And that is it for the discussion assignment. Now I'm going to go back to the modules, and now I'm going to show you the big assignment for this week. So I'm going to scroll down again to week 4, and it's assignment, find library sources. when you go here, just follow the steps on the screen. And then here's where you can see an example of what your submission will look like, right? So it has the formatting, MLA style formatting, the title, annotated bibliography, library sources, and then it has the citation for your article and the citation for the book. And then aside, underneath the citation, you will have your annotation. It's just 2 to 3 sentences that just basically summarizes what the source is. And then another sentence that just says how it's useful to your research project. So, and then below that, put in a screenshot of where you're getting, your information or your facts from that source. So after you look at the examples, then you're ready to go into the Academic Search Complete database and the ebook collection database and start looking for your one article and for your one ebook. So I'm going to walk through the steps on how to do that. So first, let's go ahead and click on Academic Search Complete. So then you will be asked when you click on that link to log in with your student email address. So I'm already logged in because I've already logged in before, but I'm going to click right here. And in this page, it just shows you how to navigate to the resource, right? So how to access this resource outside of my course. So you can go to the college's page, go to library, A to Z databases, click on the database Academic Search Complete. Then you're going to get into this login page where you are going to put in your LACCD student email address. Then it'll direct you to a place to put your password. It's the same password that you use in Canvas. Then it'll take you to this page, is what they call multi-factor authentication. So here's where you can send a text message to your phone and you will get a code texted to you. And once you put in the code, then you're inside the database. So now we're in this page. So before we start doing anything, I'm going to click on full text and I'm going to click on peer reviewed. And then I'm going to put in my search keywords. So if I am doing research on apple cider vinegar, whether it helps with weight loss, I'm going to put in my keywords, apple cider vinegar and weight loss. So here's my keyword searching and my Boolean operator, and I'm going to click on search. So I'm telling the database to give me articles on apple cider vinegar and weight loss that is full text, meaning that the full article is going to come along with the description. Sometimes, depending on the databases, the database may provide you with just the title of an article and a summary, but not the actual full text. So you don't want to waste time looking at those. What you want to do is just limit your search results to just full text so that way you'll have the full article along with it. Then I've also limited it to peer reviewed, meaning that I want these articles to be scholarly from peer-reviewed journal publications. So that way they're going to be high quality, they go through a review process. It'll either be like a case study or something that is comparing different case studies together. Some of these will be, either primary or secondary sources. So when you have your search results, take a look at the title of the article. Also note, the authors, the title of the journal. Oops, I clicked on it. Just 1 second. The date of publication, that'll help you determine, currency. Then also take a look at the subjects. So here all these things will help you determine if the article is worth, looking at or not, right? Or if you look at the subjects from here, you can perhaps find better keywords that you then can plug into your search bar up here and try alternate keywords or synonyms or related terms. So then browse through these. Another thing you can do is take a preview. Look at a preview instead of the full article. Many of these articles may be 10, 20, 50 pages long. So before you waste time, take a look at the title, look at the subjects, then click on the preview button. A little bubble pops up and then you scroll down, take a look at the abstract. Use the abstract so that it'll help you determine whether the article is relevant for your research or not. what some students do is they copy and paste the abstract whenever they have to do an annotated bibliography, or if they have to write something or pull information from it. So that is not what this thing is for. Some students use it that way, but that's wrong. When you do it this way, if you're copying and pasting and not putting it in your own words, then of course you're committing plagiarism. So you don't do that. Just use the abstract to help you determine if it's going to be relevant or not. So then from looking at this, I think this might be relevant to my research question. So then I'm ready to look at the full article. So I'm going to click on here, the full PDF full text, to pull up the whole article on how this will show me how the article was published in the source. So then here's the full article, the introduction. It gives me the results, so that's where I can pull out the information that I need, or the facts, the statistics, to help me with my research question. For my class, all you're doing is just finding great sources, and then you're just writing the annotation. You're not writing an essay or a research paper in my class, because I'm not an English professor. So all you're doing is just doing the research, finding the sources, and then you tell me what your sources are and why they're great through an annotated bibliography. So again, you're not writing a research paper for my class, you're just finding the sources. So here you just look at the source and say, if it's great, if it's relevant, then you can use the tools to help you create the citation. So you don't have to create the citations from scratch. The citation tool is on the far right side, and it's the picture of a yellow piece of paper. You click on that, and then the database gives you the citations in many different styles. So you scroll down until you get to MLA, and then you can copy that citation. And then you can put it into your Word document or Google Docs. So then the next step is, since I've already found my article, this is what I want to use. Here's my citation. I'm going to open up Word, and I'm going to just paste it. So I'm going to create a blank new document. And then I'm just going to go ahead and paste the citation. Then I'll worry about formatting it later. So I have my citation for this, and what is still fresh in my mind, I can say, this scholarly article compares different drugs with green tea and apple cider vinegar for weight loss. They said, so then I'm going to go back into the article, and here it found that there was a significant reduction. So right here they experimented either the two pharmaceutical drugs with green tea, and it showed that there was some reduction in weight for both. And I'm looking at the conclusion of the study, and it said that both the pharmaceutical and the green tea and the apple cider all of these could be used for weight reduction. But it didn't show that one was better than the other. So in my assignment, I could say that the study concluded that the use of the drugs and natural supplements did have an effect in weight loss in obese rats. This is beneficial to my research because it provides conclusive evidence. Conclusive evidence related to the use of apple cider vinegar for weight loss in rats. This was not studied in humans, but hey, hopefully it's helpful for humans too. So now I am going to go and put in the screenshot of my article. So I'm going to use, if you're using a computer, a PC, you can use the snipping tool. I'm going to take a screenshot. And I am going to highlight that I got it from right here. Minimize that, and I'm going to open up my Word document. I'm going to paste my citation. So next, I am going to look for my ebook. So I'm going to minimize this, and I'm going to close out of this database, close out of the instructions, and I'm back in the assignment. So now I have to locate an ebook. So I'm going to click right on that link, and then again, you'd have to log in. So just follow the steps on the screen to help you log in. And then the page looks very similar because it's the same company that has these two databases. But here, instead of looking for articles, I am looking for ebooks. So I'm just going to type in apple cider vinegar and weight loss, or widening your scope with your keywords. But this one, I'm going to browse through, and then some. This book looks interesting, so I'm going to click on that one. Then this gives you more information about the book, the title, the authors. Now I'm going to click on EPUB to look at the full text of the ebook. On the left side, you can find the table of contents, and many times you can also find the index, and you can just browse through the different chapters. Oh, this one, the benefits of apple cider, and you can browse through that chapter. Oh, and this one, okay, here's some about the properties of the vinegar and its effect on the body and the production. And here's weight loss. So I found this particular chapter might be really good. So then I noticed that this one, the different chapters have different authors. So my chapter is chapter 4, and this is the author. So I need to use this as my author element when I create the citation. So one thing to keep in mind is when you are using the citation tool may not always be 100% correct. And this particular resource, the citation tool, is known to not be so correct. So this one you just have to modify it. So what I'm going to go ahead and show you where the citation tool is. It's up at the top. Click on Cite, and then browse to MLA. And then here is the citation. But I can already tell because they already have all of this here in uppercase, the author's name in uppercase. So that I'm going to have to fix. But because this particular chapter has a particular author in mind, this is where I would need to begin my citation, with this author as opposed to this author. But I'm going to go ahead and still highlight it, the whole thing citation as they're giving me, and then I'm going to fix it. So I'm going to go back to my Word document, and I'm going to paste my citation here, but then I'm going to fix it. So this is the overall editor of the whole book. I'm going to, in Word, I'm going to change the casing. So I'm going to click in the Home tab, click on the little button that says capitalize each word, and then I'm going to do the same thing for the publisher. I'm going to and change the capitalization, so that now only the first letter of the big words these are capitalized. But I need to change this because this is a chapter that has a specific author, that is not the same as the overall author from the that is listed on the title page of the book. So if I go to the cover of the book, let me get rid of this. These are the editors, so these are not the authors. And because I'm only using one particular chapter that has a particular author, I am not going to use these editors as part of my the author field. So I'm just going to use the author from chapter 4. So I'm going to go back to chapter 4. And Ramley. I'm going to begin with Ramley. So when I go back in, Ramley, comma, space. So I'm doing the last name, and then I'm going to do the first name. So I am going to bring this up side by side. I can look at them at the same time as I create my citation. So Ramley, I spelled it right. So then I'm going to put in the first name, which is right over here. So I'm just going to type it. Space. And then I'm going to put in the title of the chapter inside quotations, the benefits of apple cider. That I'm going to put it inside quotation marks. Benefits of apple cider. Period. Close the quotation marks. Space. And let me just make this bigger again. So then now I need to move the title of the book in italics as it is here. That is correct. And I'm going to move that right after the title of the chapter. So if you're wondering about all the rules about how to do a chapter out of a book, what you could do is also go into our page. And I'm going to show you how to get to that one. So I'm going to open up the internet, open up a new tab, and I'm going to go to our college page, which is lasc.edu. Then I'm going to click on library. From there, I'm going to scroll down to citations. Then I'm going to click over here where it says MLA style. Then I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to look for the example. So this one is an ebook from a library database. Well, let's see. Let me see if I can find an actual example. So I am looking for ebooks. So this one is authored chapter, meaning that it's a book that contains lots of different chapters written by specific different people. So that's what they call authored chapter from an ebook found in a database. So follow this key and then take a look at the example. So first you're going to put in the last name and the first name of the person who wrote the chapter. In quotation marks, you're going to put in the title of that chapter. Then in italics, you're going to put in the title of the book. And then you're going to put in list the editors edited by. And in this example on our page in the library has 2 editors. Then the publishing company, the year, the page range for this chapter, the title of the database in italics, and then the direct link to that ebook found from the database. So you can use this guide and the example to help you create your own citation. So I'm going to have this side by side. And I'm going to compare them and make sure that they are the right thing. So far I have the last name and the first name of the author of that chapter, the title of the chapter, the title of the book. So then now I need to include the editors. So after the title of the book, I need to put in a comma. And then I need to put in the edited by. And in this case, it's the editor plus 2 other of his colleagues. So because it is this way, When it's 3 or more, we just list the first one, and then the rest we just list et al. Et al is Latin for and others, so that means it's going to be this editor and his colleagues, and that's all we need to put here. So then next it goes the publication information, the publisher, and this one I'm going to leave it as how it is from the source. The year of publication. Oh, I am missing the page number, so now I have to go back into the book and locate the page numbers. So this one, oh, this does not have page numbers for this book. So if it doesn't have them, then I'm just not going to put them in there. Now, some ebooks will have the page number located here at the bottom of the page. Let me bring it up here so I can show it in the video. See, it'll be right down here, and then you can flip back and forth. But because of the format of this ebook, it doesn't have any page numbers. We're just not going to make them up. We're not going to count them or anything. So we're just going to leave it as is. Then we have the title of the database in italics, and then here's the shortened link. So for that, then that citation is correct. So let me show you another place where you can get citation help. So from our page, our citation page, you can look at different examples. These are the most common examples, but you can go over to frequent questions, and then you can type in MLA, and here you can find how do I cite an ebook, how do I cite web pages, all kinds of information. So let's take a look at this one. How do I cite an ebook? And then this also gives you the key and examples and where to find all of that information. So you can also use this to help you come up with your own examples if you have a unique source. So there's information here that you can use. So I'm going to close out of that, and I'm done with this. Now I am back to my document, and then underneath that I need to put in that this electronic book provides an overview of the benefits of this electronic book chapter with the benefits of apple cider vinegar. It provides general information that helps us understand the topic, or something along those lines. You come up with your own. So now I have to worry about the formatting. So first, is it in alphabetical order? So the B, it goes before the R, so these are in alphabetical order. So now what I need to do is make sure that the line spacing and the font is all the way it needs to be. So I'm going to highlight everything, and I'm going to go over to fonts, and then select Times New Roman 12 and make it a default. Click on OK. So now I've taken care of the font and the size. Now I need to do the double line spacing. So while I still have everything highlighted, I am going to go to paragraph, and under line spacing, I am going to select double, and I'm going to change this to 0, and I'm going to click on don't add space between. So now I have my double line spacing. Now here's my first citation. I'm going to go ahead and highlight that, and that needs to be with a hanging indent. So I'm going to go back to paragraph, and then under special, I'm going to select hanging indent, and the hanging indentation only applied to just the citation part of it. So then now I need to worry about the annotation. And in this annotation, as we remember, it needs to be 1 inch from the left margin. So the left margin is right here. So I need to indent this 1 inch. So while I have the rulers on, I'm just going to drag it over to the 1. So then now that's formatted properly. Now I'm going to do the same thing for this other source. The citation begins here and it ends right here. So this is over here is my annotation. I'm going to do the same thing, do the hanging indentation. So I'm going to click on paragraph, and then I'll select hanging, then click on OK. And then now I need to move the annotation. And again, it needs to be 1 inch. And there we go. So, oh, this is almost done. I still have to put my last name up on the top, the header. Oh, and then I forgot that I need to do also the screenshot of that chapter. So let me just continue on. Let me do the header first. So I'm going to pretend I'm Jane Smith. Press the enter key. And notice I still have the double line spacing because I made that change already. Put in there Professor Purple Library Science 101. That's the name of the course. And then the date, May 5 of May 2023. Press enter. And then the title of my document. And this is bibliography, library sources. And I need to center that. So now I have my title centered, and then I need my last name and page number up at the top. So I'm going to click on insert, page number, top of page, align it to the right. Then I'm going to put in my last name, space. And that is it. The next step is to go ahead and save it. Save as, browse, and I'm going to call it Jane Smith Library Sources or something. So that way anything that I'm going to give it a name that I will be able to find it easily. Library Sources. And I know that it's, just make sure that you know where it's saved on the computer. So this one's under my documents. So now I'm going to go back to my assignment. Let me close out some of these windows. Back into my assignment. And I'm going to click on Start Assignment. Scroll all the way to the bottom. Then click on Upload File. Click on Choose File. Then I need to go to my documents. They modified, and then there's my document. Then I'm going to check the box here that says that it's my own work. Then I'm going to click on Submit Assignment. And I have successfully completed this assignment. So it's a lot of steps. Just be sure to take your time, go through the instructions, take a look at the example, rewatch this video if it's helpful, and remember to reach out to me if you have any questions. So you can do so by going to the inbox and send me a message through Canvas. So I hope you enjoy this Module 4, and hopefully I'll hear from you soon. Thank you.